الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا ثم أما بعد. الإمام النووي رحمه الله تعالى يقول في كتاب الأدب من رياض الصالحين, the book of good manners from رياض الصالحين, باب الحياء وفضله والحث على التخلق به, the chapter on the excellence of الحياء, shyness. قال وعن أبي سعيد الخدري رضي الله عنه قال كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أشد حياء من العذراء في خدرها فإذا رأى شيئا يكرهه عرفناه في وجهه. متفق عليه. In this hadith, the Prophet Abu Sa'id al-Khudri narrates that the Messenger of Allah ﷺ, he was even shyer, which is basically more shy than a maiden behind her veil. That's basically a unique characteristics, and perhaps maybe living in the Western culture here, women getting into the Western culture, it seems to be very unique even to comprehend and understand what does that mean. In the traditional societies, women, they're known to be very shy, they don't intermingle a lot with men, so they keep their barriers and their distance from the opposite gender. And that's why in the presence of another man who is not related to them, they feel very shy. They blush, they turn red, same thing with men even. Because they're not used to that kind of, close encounter with the opposite gender out of respect. Not out of whatever actually looking down at the opposite gender, out of respect. People, they knew their space. So women, they have their own domain, men, they have their own domain, and they keep respected in society. Even in the United States, actually yesterday, I was reading in the history of the United States, specifically the history of the religious movement in America in the 1980s, early actually 1800s, all the way up. So I was reading through the movement, the religious movement, subhanAllah, it's very unbelievable how the society shifted so far from the religious values that they had or they upheld back then in those years. In terms of the interaction between men and women, the subject of haya, shyness, akhlaq, manners and so on, completely changed. So the Prophet ﷺ, in that society, traditional Muslim society, they kept those values. They keep their distance and they keep the values, men and women, separate from each other. So therefore, they were describing the Prophet ﷺ أشد حياء من العذراء في خدرها. He was shy, he would be very shy, more than a maiden in her own house, behind her hijab. If a man has a daughter and someone proposes to her, again, in the traditional society, when a father comes to his daughter and he tells her this man is proposing, he would like, for example, he wants to get married, to marry her. The lady back then, in the good old days, she used to blush, she used to feel shy, and then she would tell her father, it's your choice, your decision. I trust you, you basically, you judge the guy. Now, of course, it's much different.
Well, where is he?
Of course. Now the society completely shifted, and the culture has shifted completely different direction. That's why, for people who never really experienced that level of shyness and manners and akhlaq, to read this hadith, for them this hadith is like, I don't know, what does that mean? They have no comprehension of the meaning, how much the Prophet ﷺ was very shy. Salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi. And the hadith continues, when he saw something which he disliked, we could perceive that on his face, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. You could tell he doesn't like it. Let's see some of these examples of the shyness of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Some of these hadith, a woman one day came to him. She offered herself in marriage. And imagine yourself in this position. A woman out of nowhere, she stops in front of you. She says, you know what? I see you, mashallah, righteous guy. I've seen you in the masjid a few times. I'm interested. I would like to marry you. I don't know about guys today, but also the traditional society, the guy will also blush. It's an unusual encounter for them. So the Prophet ﷺ, one day a woman came to him and she stood, of course, he was in a gathering. So she stood in front of him and she said, Ya Rasulullah, she was basically interested in marrying him and she was offering herself in marriage. The Prophet ﷺ, he looked at her and then he just eventually puts his side down. He kind of felt shy, didn't know what to tell her. It's a very awkward moment right now. He didn't know what to say, so he kept quiet. He couldn't even tell her, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. He couldn't even say those words, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So he remained quiet. The lady, instead of running away or going away or whatever, she just, she was frustrated, she sat down. She just sat down right there. Subhanallah. I mean, so a man was there with the Prophet ﷺ, and he goes, Ya Rasulullah, إِن لَمْ يَكُنْ لَكَ بِهَا حَاجَةٌ فَزَوِّجْنِيهَا. If you have no interest in her, can I marry her? So the Prophet ﷺ, he turns to the lady, basically, what do you want to say? Are you okay with that? So the woman, she gave approval, basically, a sign of approval. So the Prophet, he told him, okay, then go and look for something to give to her as a gift. Anything like a mahar, dowry. So the man, he rushed to his house, wherever he lives, and he came back with nothing. قال يا رسول الله, I had nothing. Which means I'm broke. I have nothing to give her. Now Allah said, the Prophet, he said, okay, go ahead and look for anything. وَلَوْ خَاتِمًا مِنْ حَدِيثٍ. Even if it was just an iron ring, just anything. So the man went looking everywhere, he couldn't find anything at home. He came back. قال والله يا رسول الله, I have nothing except for this piece of cloth that I wrapped myself with. His izar, the one that he was used around himself. So the Prophet told him, what she's going to do with this? If she takes it from me, you're going to walk around naked. Yeah. So the man himself, he was frustrated so much, so he sat down too. Here's the Prophet ﷺ in such an awkward situation. A woman sitting there frustrated, a guy sitting here frustrated, they want to get married, they cannot get married. Then the Prophet, he went and he looked at the guy, he says, هل معك شيء من القرآن? Do you know anything from the Quran? Have you memorized anything from the Quran? قال نعم, yes, I do. I have memorized this surah and this surah and this surah. So he counted few surahs. Then he said, صلى الله عليه وسلم, to him, قال اذهب فقد زوجتكها بما معك من القرآن. I will give her you in marriage by helping her memorize these surahs. You marry her, and her mahar is to help her memorize these surahs. And I hope they lived happily ever after. I don't know about that part, but eventually they get married. So that was one of these occasions where the Prophet ﷺ could not even respond. He felt so shy, ﷺ, that he couldn't respond. Another example, the women came to the Prophet ﷺ asking, Ya Rasulullah, I mean, the men are taking over. Basically, they're taking you over. We don't have any access to you. They're going to the Jum'ah, Jama'at, and all these activities. We can't do that much with you. So, اجعل لنا يوما من وقتك, and just make us one day so we can get together with you, so we can ask our question. So the Prophet ﷺ وعدهن يوما. He gave them one day a week. He says, this is your day. You gather in the house of one of these ladies, and he will come to their house, and he will address them with a specific subject related to women. For Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, on one of these occasions, he was there, Aisha was with him, and when he finished talking, a lady started asking their questions. Now, the Rawi of Sahabi radiallahu ta'ala anha, the one who was narrating the story, she said, قالت ما رأيت مثل نساء الأنصار. She said, I've never seen women like the Ansari women. لم يمنعهن الحياء أن يتفقهن في الدين. Not even shyness would prevent them from seeking knowledge, to learn their deen. They weren't shy from asking serious questions to learn their deen. So she said that when the Prophet ﷺ, one of the ladies asked the Prophet ﷺ, Ya Rasulullah, in regard to women's period, how would they clean themselves from the blood? Now that's a very specific question. So the Prophet ﷺ, he told her, he says, قال يأخذنا, يعني القطن, which is basically cotton, piece of cotton or pad, فيتطهرن بها, and they should clean themselves with that. Is that enough for you, Jama'ah? I guess it's enough. For the woman, it wasn't enough. قالت يا رسول الله وكيف يتطهرن بها? How are they going to clean themselves with that? Subhanallah. I mean, even the Prophet ﷺ didn't know what to say more than this. قال يتطهرن بها. And just let them clean themselves with that. She said, but how? قال Subhanallah يتطهرن بها. Just clean yourself with that. Then Aisha, she came to the rescue. She pulled her to the side and she said, just go and follow the traces of the blood. Which means that's it. You know how to do that. Don't embarrass the Prophet ﷺ more than this. So at this position, the Prophet ﷺ felt very shy as well. There are a few examples when the Prophet ﷺ, he would feel so shy. And when it comes to shyness, it's one of these, as we said earlier, it's one of the alamat al-iman, sign of good iman, good faith. A person who doesn't really feel shy, like some people, they say, أنا ما أستحي. Some people, they come out proud with themselves. أنا ما أستحي من أحد. I don't feel shy from anybody. Well, there's a difference between being brave, in the haqq, which is true, and being so reckless when it comes to dealing with people without giving respect to anybody. And that's not a sign of courage. A'udhu billah. So therefore, when it comes to shyness or al-haya in Islam, modesty, it would not prevent you from doing that which is right. And would not prevent you from doing that which is right. It would not prevent you from doing that. And would not let you go and do that which is wrong. Modesty would stop you from doing that which is wrong and would encourage you to do that which is right, regardless of the situation. In many occasions we heard the Prophet ﷺ, when he was asked to help and assist with something, he would go straight and help him. He said ﷺ, or actually it was thought about the Prophet ﷺ that even the old women in Al-Medina, the old women of Al-Medina, they would come and they stop the Prophet ﷺ, they would stop him in the middle of the street and they ask him for things. And Rasulullah ﷺ, one day he was stopped by one of those ladies, these old ladies of Medina, and he told her, he said, قَالَ خُذِينِي فِي أَيِّ طُرُقِ الْمَدِينَةِ شِئْتِ أَقْضِي حَاجَتِكَ. Take me anywhere you want in Medina, I'll do it for you. So she took the Prophet ﷺ and he went with her and he helped her do whatever she wanted to do, and then he finished and he came back again to deal with his friends ﷺ. So you might feel that she's a lady and so, but she's an older lady. And in this case the Prophet ﷺ wanted to help her. So he went and he helped her ﷺ. So when there is a position of performing something that is right, something that is haqq, shyness should not prevent you from doing that. If you feel that you're too shy to do it, that's not haya, that's bashfulness or al-khajal. Khajal or bashfulness is a weakness, and haya and modesty is indeed a great sign of iman. Wallahu ta'ala. Any question, Imam? Don't be shy. Nah,
from the Sahaba, you would say like Uthman, he was known to have haya, even if angels would have haya from him. But you see like someone like Umar, who you don't think of as having that haya, or necessarily immediately coming to mind. So,
ما الفرق بينهم بينهم? What's the difference between people like Umar bin Khattab and Uthman? That the angels will feel shy from Uthman, but not necessarily as much from Umar bin Khattab. Now I don't know why the angels in particular, but we know Uthman كان رجلا حييا. He was also a very shy man. Umar bin Khattab, who Umar was. رضي الله عنه. I mean, he was always there. He's a very strong public speaker. He's so strong, رضي الله عنه, and he goes out always, with strong statements. Uthman, on the other hand, he was very strong, internally in particular. He was very strong. That's when he became a Khalifa, رضي الله عنه. The Islamic State expanded actually and was in sought prosperity that has never been seen before during the reign of Uthman radiallahu ta'ala. To the extent that unfortunately some of these ghilman, al-awlad, sigar, the kids of the time, and they found that the tolerance of the Khalifa and the freedom of speech of that time and so on, they took advantage of that and they assassinated Uthman radiallahu ta'ala. Uthman was hayy, even the Prophet ﷺ, he was very shy from him too. In the story of the Prophet ﷺ, one day he was in his house, and Aisha, she saw that. He was sitting and he was reclining ﷺ on his side, and somehow his thawb, in hasara and fakhideh, basically his thawb he was very casual, so his thawb went all the way up over his knees, so part of his thigh came out. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq came in. He sought permission, the Prophet allowed him to come in. He did not move. Then Umar bin Khattab, sometime later, he came asking permission, the Prophet allowed him to come in. And he didn't move, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But then when they said Uthman seeking permission to come in, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he sat up, covered himself, and then he allowed him to come in. Then when they all departed, Aisha, she said, Ya Rasulullah, I mean, Abu Bakr came in, Umar came in, you didn't do anything. But when Uthman came, you just changed your position. قال ألا أستحي ممن تستحي منه الملائكة. Shouldn't I feel shy from that man whom the angels, and there's the angels, they feel shy from? Allahu Akbar ya ikhwan. Can anyone see someone that they can say the angels will feel shy from this man or this woman? Could you be that person? Can you put yourself in that position? You put yourself in a position the angels will feel shy from you. Are you to that level of iman, ya ikhwan? Or haya and modesty? It's so superior, subhanAllah. No, wallahu.
So the follow-up question.
Follow.
Shy because of what?
Who, Uthman?
Angels are shy because of
From Uthman. Basically, they're shy from his akhlaq and manners. You know, how many times you came, let's say, in front of a man, like a great alim or scholar, and when in his presence, you couldn't look him in the eye. You could not, let's say, even ask the question because you feel too shy, you know. Sometimes there's haiba. In the Arabic language, we call this haiba. It's just like an aura around this person that causes people to feel, you know, shy sometimes. And that's exactly how Uthman was, radiallahu ta'ala. When people look at him, when the people, they see him, they feel humble because of the presence of Uthman, radiallahu ta'ala.
Oh, so it was not because of his clothing or the figure?
No, it's nothing because of his clothes or his appearance. Wallahu a'lam. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.